If you leave a like in the video right now, you will literally get nothing in return. What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I got a story for you guys about probably one of the most embarrassing things I've ever done to myself, and it's just really bad. It is really, really bad. I cannot just emphasize that enough. I know I normally do like reactions to TikToks and Twitter and kind of like cringe stuff like that, but I will be doing that again tomorrow. It's just every 1 to 2 weeks I want to slip in a story video just to kind of mix things up, and also just because I really like these story videos and you guys also really like them as well. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. Quickly, if you haven't done so, subscribe with notifications, trying to hit 200K before I graduate. Yeah. Okay, that's out of the way now. You know I had to do that. Anyway, so this takes place in 7th grade, right? So this was a couple years ago. I'm now a senior in high school, so this is close to like 6 years ago. But I was still old enough, right? I was still old enough to understand what I was doing. I still can't believe it. Like, honestly, in retrospect, I honestly don't know how I came to this conclusion that this was a good idea. I know I'm kind of stalling. I'm only stalling because I'm completely embarrassed by this situation. But honestly, I just got to get to it. Anyways, guys, so this was in 7th grade, and this was the very, very beginning of 7th grade. So there was a new girl. Okay, it's always women. Women are always my downfall. But anyways, there's a new girl coming in, and I was like, she's kind of pretty, right? Like, I was digging it. I probably wanted to pursue something. So obviously, since I'm a genius and also an expert with the ladies, I did the best thing in the situation. I'm going to give you a choice of A, B, or C, and before I tell you what it was, I want you to go in the comment section down below and see if you can figure out which of the 3 I did. Sorry, just had to sneeze. I'm going to leave that in because it probably sounds weird. Anyways, option A, I gathered up some courage, actually went up to her, spoke to her, put myself out there, and did what you're supposed to do. Option B, I didn't gather enough courage, so I decided to add her on Snapchat first so I can go the route that's a little bit easier, but still, going about it directly. Or option C, I decided to write her an anonymous love letter because that's a thing that people do. I'll give you a second. And don't just decide what is the thing you think is best, because I'm going to give you a hint. That's probably not what I did. Put down in the comment section what you think I did. I'll give you a second. I'm going to pause the video, put down A, B, or C, and I'll let you know in a second if you're right. Unfortunately, it was option C. Yeah, I'm not even kidding you. I actually wrote an anonymous love letter. That's not even like just a cringe movie 4th grader thing. That was a real life 7th grader, fully functioning. I know I only had like a little bit of my prefrontal cortex by that time, but like I had enough that it's unacceptable for me to be such an idiot, bro. So basically, right, I write this letter and it's something stupid. It's like, you are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? Okay, it wasn't that cringe, but it was pretty bad. It was like, yo, you're so hot. Right? And then I was just like, signed anonymous. I probably spelt it wrong. I probably can't even spell anonymous right now. But anyways, so this is when we had recess. I had recess for a long time, guys. Anyways, we had recess and we had a bunch of cubbies. So I was like walking by and I decided to ninja star throw the letter into the cubby. Right. That makes sense. That's a smart thing to do. I just go by, I'm like, just kind of throw it in there, and then I run out, and I'm going and I'm playing some ultimate frisbee, because that's the coolest sport, obviously. I'm playing some ultimate frisbee with my friends. I'm missing it and kind of hurting my hands, but then I notice that she's sitting in the middle on a bench, and there's like 50 people surrounding her, but they weren't like surrounding her in a circle. They were all behind her reading what she had in her hands. And at that point, I didn't know I messed up. I literally thought, well, job well done, Connor. Which is like, what? How did I get that reaction? Right, so a little bit of time passes and word gets back to me that they've decided that whoever wrote it was narrowed down to 2 people, and I was one of the 2 people. And the other person was profusely denying it, and really just, it didn't make sense for it to be that other person. Still to this day, I honestly have no idea how people kind of narrowed it down to me so quickly. I mean, maybe it was the fact that I told like 10 people beforehand because I'm an idiot. But anyways, I don't stop at 1 letter. I'm a menace to society. I don't stop at 1 letter. I go to a 2nd letter saying, I am done writing you letters. This is it. which is an interesting way to go about it. I'm not writing you any more letters. Writes it in a letter, like whatever, right? Whatever. Anyways, I dropped that letter off as well, which, you know, at this point, I'm at the risk of being caught, so it's kind of ballsy. I'm not going to lie. It was stupid. It was like completely airhead moment, but it was ballsy. It was a ballsy airhead moment. Anyways, so that letter lands, and then I write a third letter, right? After writing a letter saying, I am done writing letters. This is it. No more letters for me. I'm like, screw it, bro. 2 days later, I'm like off my fix. I'm like, bro, I'm having letter writing withdrawal syndrome, bro. Like, I need to write another letter. So I write a final letter this time, and what I write on it is like, I'm going to reveal myself Monday. I'm going to reveal myself this Monday, right? And I didn't end up revealing myself. Someone snitched. I mean, they didn't really snitch. I told like 50 people, which is pretty smart, but incredibly large brain. And yeah, so eventually she figured it out. It was bad. It was pretty embarrassing. But here's the thing. Like, I didn't realize how embarrassing this whole situation was until like 5 months later. Like 5 months after the whole thing happened, it started to seep into my brain of like, oh my God, what did you do? Dude, what did you do? And I don't know, man. I just look back on that time in my life. And the thing is, 7th grade was a long time ago, right? And I've changed a ton since 7th grade. I mean, I look back at some of my older videos I privated so only I can see because I'm probably an idiot and look completely stupid in them because I was like 13. But I look at myself then and I look at like the time I was and the way I thought about things and the way I went about things. It's just so different. It's honestly crazy how like when you're a kid, you're changing so quickly and your thoughts and opinions on things, they just change so quickly. Like your personality, your perspective, you probably change the most in your teens than you do like year over year. You have the most rapid change, sometimes for the worse, sometimes for the better, sometimes growth, which is a mixture of both, I guess, but eventually you're ending up in the better. And it's just so wild for me to look back and realize that I ever even did something so stupid like that. Like, it's honestly the most embarrassing thing I've ever done in my life. And I've done a lot of embarrassing things, and those you'll be hearing about shortly in the next week or so, because I got a few stories under my belt. So that's not the end of the story. There's a little update that happened a couple years later. I'm not going to make it into its own story because it's honestly not worth 10 minutes of your time or 8 minutes or whatever. I don't like uploading 2-minute videos. But anyways, there was an update. So in my 9th grade year, so 2 years later, I completely changed as a person. And I'm a completely changed person since 9th grade as well. So I can't even fathom doing it in 9th grade. At this point, I look back and I'm like, that's a different person. That's not me. But anyways, so the person I wrote the letter to, so this is the winter of my 9th grade year, so 2 years later. So my Latin teacher at the time, love her. I gotta see her at some time, bro. I gotta meet up with my old teachers. I have really good relationships with my teachers. Like we were boys back then. But anyways, my Latin teacher actually saved the letter because it was hilarious and probably just to remind me later on. But the girl I wrote the letter to was able to get the letter again, and she legitimately posted on her Snap story, "Hey, and then she dropped my Snapchat. Do you remember when you wrote me this letter?" She legitimately took a photo of it, put it on her Snap story, added me, her public one, by the way, said, "Yo, at Connor Pugs," or whatever my Snap was, "you remember when you wrote this to me?" And we haven't spoken in 2 years. We aren't friends. This isn't like some funny, like, friends talk about this after the fact type of thing. No, this is just an attack. This is just an assault, bro. Like I was seeing this and I was just like, dude, what? I'm sorry. Why do you need to flame me like this? Like I don't know. That's like the only time that like there's ever been an update to the story. Obviously, I haven't done anything stupid like that at that degree ever again. And honestly, there was really no harm, no foul. Just everyone makes fun of me for it every once in a while. They're like, "Yo, you remember when you wrote that letter?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I do remember." Anyways, guys, if you made it this far into the video, comment "door" down below. I really do appreciate it if you make it to the end of these videos, especially the ones that aren't like Twitter drama or using some Minecraft YouTuber's name in the title. I really do appreciate the more experimental videos. I'm really doing them because one, I like these better, and two, I gotta mix up what I do on the channel. I can't do the same thing every day. I'm gonna go insane. I plan to do these like once every 1 to 2 weeks. Honestly, just because like my favorite channel growing up, like as a child, was Luna. He actually followed me back on Twitter. It's why I didn't delete my account partially, because I was like, got some cool follow backs. And I really like, I like what he did, and it'd be cool if I could do an occasional story on the channel. So I appreciate you guys letting me do that. Finally, join my Discord server, link in description, and consider becoming a channel member if that's something you'd like to do. Anyways, that's all. Peace.